As an old player who has recently returned to the game after finding out about different formats, playing things like Hat, playing things like Edison, my interest for this game in general has kind of been revived, and I've already made a couple videos taking a look at modern cards as an old player, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Twilightsworn cards. I am a big fan of Lightsworns, Twilight decks. I have played them probably throughout the entirety of, since they came out, myself being involved with this game. I've always dabbled in Lightsworns. I love them. So I'm excited to take a look at what these cards are all about. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. So I had these chosen out for me. Apparently, guys, this is all of them. We're going to react to them all for you today. These I did know existed, but I've never actually taken the time to sit down and look at them, okay? Let's take a look at some of these, okay? So we're starting off with Jain, the Twilightsworn General. Once per turn, you can banish one Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard, then target one face-up monster on the field. It loses attack and defense equal to the banished monster's level times 300 until the end of this turn. Once per turn, if your other Lightsworn monster's effect is activated, send the top two cards of your deck to the graveyard. Okay, so this obviously does work with the Lightsworn cards, and this is what I was going to question initially is, can you fit this in with an actual Lightsworn deck? And it seems like with the mill effect there, it does have that. The banishing's interesting, though. And I don't know what the other cards are going to be looking like. Maybe they can like fit in together. And actually, I don't know if this is a deck that people play. And I haven't kept up on the modern game. I've been playing things like Edison. I've been playing things like Hat format especially. So this I don't know if people play. But regardless, very cool. I like the art style with this too. I like the taking the Lightsworn cards and just making a dark version of it. Plus, being a Twilightsworn, I kind of like the idea of like everybody always played Twilight, right? You actually make an archetype for it. Super cool. I think it's a situational card. I don't know if I would run it in a Twilightsworn deck. I'd have to play around with it. But continuing on, we have Lumina, the Twilightsworn Shaman. Okay, once per turn, you can banish one Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard. Okay, interesting. Then target one of your banished Lightsworn monsters except Lumina Twilightsworn Shaman, special summon it. Once per turn, if your other Lightsworn monster's effect is activated, send the top three cards of your deck to the graveyard. So it seems like with the way that this is going, you're not going to be able to actually use these cards exclusively. You won't just have a Twilightsworn deck. You'll just like incorporate some of these along with your Lightsworn cards. I didn't think that would be the case. Having the Lumina effect activate and you could target something from your graveyard instead of your hand is very interesting. It kind of does the same thing about Lumina, but it's a lot more powerful. I like that. So you can get pretty well any Lightsworn in your graveyard back. I like that too. Not level 4 or lower or anything too. Give me my Dragoneth. Give me that. I would love to see that. Okay, let's continue on to Lyla. Once per turn, when a spell or trap card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can banish one Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard, then target one face-up spell and trap on the field, destroy it. Face-up, of course. Okay, This is another thing that's situational, but I do like that it's a quick effect. It doesn't negate. This could be a good side deck card, in my opinion, depending on what you're going up against. And that's obviously thinking like, okay, do people still run a ton of pendulums in the modern era? Do people run field spells, things like that? Then I could see this being very useful. But let's continue on over to Ryko. Ryko looks cool, man. I'm loving the artwork for these, and we are going to be making a video. We also, if anybody's interested in card arts in like this game that we love over here, I do have a series taking a look at different card arts for archetypes, and we are absolutely going to be taking a look at this one, okay? If this card is normal summoned or flip face up, you can banish one Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard, banish one card on the field. Wow, that's really good. That's really good. I like that one. And probably run one copy of it. Interesting. Okay, I like the fact that these cards, you don't have to discard anything from your hand. You can banish stuff from the graveyard, and then some of those effects would work with the things that you do end up banishing. So, I don't know. I'd have to really play around with it, but it seems like I don't know if it would like clunk up the deck at all, because Lightsworns are already like really solid where they are, in my opinion. Okay, let's continue on over to a card that I have seen, Punishment Dragon, except I'll have to be reminded by the effect. Okay, very cool looking card. Okay, but we're not looking at the artwork over here. Okay, must be special summoned from your hand by possessing 4 or more banished Lightsworn monsters with different names. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, shuffle into the decks all cards in the graveyards and all face-up banished cards except Lightsworn monsters. Once per turn, if your Lightsworn monster's effect is activated, send the top 4 cards from your deck to the graveyard. Okay, I didn't realize, and I'd have to go back and look at the other cards. Is it just when a Lightsworn monster effect is activated you start milling? Because that could be a little bit troubling. But that is a good card. A quick effect to pay 1,000 life points, shuffle in decks all cards in the graveyard and all face-up banished cards. That is a very interesting effect. But regardless, man, it's a really solid boss monster. I do think that Judgment Dragon's better, but I like that as well. Let's continue on. We have a spell card over here, March of the Dark Brigade. Target one Lightsworn monster in your graveyard that has a level, add it to your hand, then banish a number of cards from the top of your deck equal to the original level of that monster in your hand. I don't love that one. I don't love that one. It's better than Monster Reincarnation, probably, but it depends, like, the thing is, I don't know how useful it is to continuously, like, banish a bunch of your Lightsworns. I would like to have a couple here and there. And something that I never thought about, too, you can have, like, your Blackluster Soldier, you can have your Chaos Sorcerers, and then it wouldn't really matter if you start banishing things. Very, very interesting, okay? Let's continue on over to Twilight Claw. Target one face-up monster you control, banish any number of Lightsworn monsters from your graveyard, and if you do, that monster gains 200 attack and defense for each monster banished by its effect. Until the end of this turn, if this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard by a Lightsworn monster's effect, you can activate this effect. This turn, Lightsworn monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. I don't think I would use this one, to be honest with you. It can be situational, it can be useful. It's just like one of those cards that's okay. I would rather use any other card that, you know, boosts things up, okay? But I do like the fact that it has a mill effect too, okay? Twilight Eraser, also very cool artwork over here. If you control 2 or more Lightsworn monsters with the same type but different names, banish 2 Lightsworn monsters from your graveyard, then target 2 cards on the field, banish them. If this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard by a Lightsworn monster's effect, you can special summon 1 Lightsworn monster from your hand. I don't like... The milling effect is very nice, don't get me wrong, but I actually really like the idea of just banishing 2 cards on the field. And then you could, like, spot in a bunch of Luminas in there, too, get the banished cards back, too. I like that, man. I like that a lot. I would definitely be using that card. I'm a big trap fan, okay? Twilight Twin Dragons. If you control a Punishment Dragon, target 1 Judgment Dragon in your graveyard, add it to your hand, then send the top 4 cards from your deck to the graveyard. If this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard by a Lightsworn monster's effect, you can target 1 Punishment Dragon in your graveyard, add it to your hand, then banish the top 4 cards of your deck. I would rather just use Beckoning Light, but it is an okay card. Yeah, if I just want my grave, yeah, I would definitely just, like, run a bunch of Beckoning Lights in there, but I do like the alternate effect it has. Another card that I did know already existed over here is Enlightenment Dragon. Very cool, combining the 2 boss monsters. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above monsters, which I don't know how difficult it would be to get those 2 monsters on the field at the same time. It might be a little difficult, but you know what? Maybe I'm just overthinking it, okay? But, excuse me. Okay, so from your extra deck by banishing the above monsters, 1 each from your hand. Oh, each from your field and graveyard. Never mind. I thought it was a banishing from the field. All right. Very easy to get out. Once per turn, and this is a quick effect, you can pay 2,000 life points, banish all other cards in the field and in the graveyards. Once per turn during your end phase, send the top 4 cards to your deck to the graveyard. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by a opponent's card, you can add 2 of your banished monsters to your hand, 1 Judgment Dragon and 1 Punishment Dragon. Then you can special summon both, ignoring their summoning conditions. This card is absolutely busted not fair. That's ridiculous. It has a ridiculous effect, it has a ridiculous backup effect, and it's ridiculously difficult to get out. And it has a crazy effect, man. That card is flat out not fair, okay? Another card that I did know existed, okay? Judgment, the Dragon of the Heaven. If you synchro summon this card, all materials must be the same attribute. Once per turn, if you have 4 or more tuners with different names in your graveyard and control this synchro summon card, you can pay half your life points, destroy all other cards on the field. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except dragon monsters. Once per turn during your end phase, banish 4 cards from the top of your deck. So, it's interesting seeing these cards incorporate the banishing with Lightsworns along with, like, yeah, actually, like, along with just the actual Lightsworn effects going to the graveyard. I don't know if they would end up working together. I think it's a really cool idea, but I'm worried that it might actually clunk up the deck a little bit because, again, Lightsworns are already so structured and work so well together. I don't know if this would, like, put a little pin in it. I definitely love Lumina. I would 100% put a couple Punishment Dragons in there, even if I don't even want to get it out there, just to summon Entitlement Dragon. That would definitely work. Overall, I think these are incredible cards, but if you want to talk more about Lightsworns in general, I also, as an old player, reacted to modern Lightsworn cards, and you can check this video out right here if you're interested. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Take care, everybody.